Even if you haven't been to Las Vegas, I'm pretty sure you've heard of the Bellagio Hotel and Casino.
Look, just out of curiosity, which casinos did you geniuses pick to rob?
The Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand.
With we Brits finally allowed back into the USA post-pandemic restrictions from November 2021, I thought I would take advantage and hit Las Vegas for a week. And where else to stay except the Bellagio? Hello and welcome to the Bellagio Las Vegas. I was going to do my whole video intro out here in the entrance foyer and overlooking the Bellagio. It's a nightmare to even try it. There's pipe music and annoying tourists every 30 seconds. The pipe music will get my channel copyright strike and the tourist is going to get in the way. So what I'm going to do is go somewhere quiet and then we'll do the intro from there. Sorry about that, it's more cinematic to do it out here. Well, that's better, isn't it? You can hear me talk now, and there are no annoying tourists to get in the way. So what this video isn't, it isn't a professional review of the Bellagio Hotel. The reason being, there are much better channels on YouTube who specialise in reviewing Las Vegas, such as Pomsy and Travel Ruby. You should certainly check those channels out. This video is going to be about my own personal thoughts on the Bellagio itself. What do I think of the reports that the hotel's gone downhill, that it's no longer the most glamorous, the most prestigious hotel in Las Vegas? Are the staff as bad as being reported? Is it a rip-off? Is it tired and dated? Well, the only way we can tell by that is by going and finding for ourselves. Well, that's the hotel check-in lobby. Looks busy, doesn't it? But that's at 9-10 p.m. at night. I can assure you it doesn't look like that at 3-4 p.m. The Bellagio has 3,950 rooms and suites, and the check-in desks at the lobby are always busy. But from 3 p.m. onwards, check-in time, the queues are absolutely ridiculous. And you can expect to be about 500 people queuing at any one time, with about an hour to almost 2 hours wait if you're unlucky. But you no longer need to check in with a human. So listen carefully, I'm going to give you the best tip of this video. Download the MGM Resorts app, and all you need to do is register a credit card and confirm your ID with a scan of your passport, and you can check in remotely before you even arrive at the hotel. An issue common to all the huge casinos on the Las Vegas Strip is that even if you checked in by app, do not expect to arrive at the posted check-in time of 3 p.m. and get a room straight away, unless you have paid extra for an early check-in. Rooms are allocated by computer as soon as they come online from housekeeping. My room was allocated at 6 p.m, which was reasonable. The app sends you a direct notification, or if you've checked in old school, a customer service agent will text or phone you. Top tip, don't fret about this. When you arrive at the casino, drop your luggage with the bell services desk at the main entrance, who will store it for free, and then go and enjoy the casino. Once your room is allocated, bell services will transport your luggage direct to your room. This is free of charge, but expect to tip the bell porter. I tipped about $20. As well as facilitating your check-in process, your MGM app can run your whole hotel experience, from keeping on top of your room charges and accounts to booking tables in the hotel restaurants. If you have near-field communication technology on your phone, it can also act as a digital room key. Brits, you will need US mobile data for this to work, or at least have a stable Wi-Fi signal in the hotel. I found it a bit hit and miss, particularly in lifts where the data signal is weak, but it does work most of the time. If you don't have US data or an older phone, then you can still get a programmable smart card key from this self-service desk in the hotel lobby, all still without needing to queue up. From the lobby, my first port of call is always my favourite part of the Bellagio, the conservatory and garden. The garden is redesigned 5 times a year, and this display is called the Eye of the Tiger. No, nothing to do with Rocky Balboa, it's to celebrate the Chinese Year of the Tiger. Enjoy. Having had an automated notification from the MGM app that my room is ready, it is time to head up to the 15th floor and check out the room itself. The corridors in the Bellagio are wide, softly lit and expensively furnished, but can be a bit of a maze to navigate. Not surprising in a hotel with 3,950 rooms. Well, I think it's time for a Bellagio room tour. So we come up to my room on floor 15 of the Spa Tower, room 628. Now, I've got a standard king with a strip view when you go onto the booking system. You pay extra for the strip view. Do I think it's worth it? Well, I'll let you decide for yourself when you look out the window. Just be aware that you might need to manage your expectations if you think you're going to have a panoramic view of the fountain. A strip view can mean simply just you can see the road. Now, I'm aware that the Bellagio has refurbished a number of rooms in 2020, 2021. I'm not sure this is one of them, to be honest with you. It has a very 90s feel to it still. It's certainly not threadbare. There's nothing wrong with it. And I stand to be corrected in the comments if you think this is a refurbished room. I don't think it is. So what we're going to do with this tour is I'm going to take the camera off and do it FPV and then talk over it, rather than me trying to angle the camera around my face. So what we'll do is we'll go out to the corridor and we'll do a walkthrough of the Standard King in the Bellagio Spa Tower. Let's go. As you proceed through the main door, the hallway is beautifully marble tiled. On the left is the entrance to the bathroom, and then the second door on the left is the storage closet for your luggage. On the right is a vanity mirror. The hallway leads on to the main bedroom area, which is carpeted, spacious but not huge. A Standard King bed dominates the room, and in the corner you have a pair of armchairs with a nightstand. The decor is obviously Italian influenced. I found the bed comfortable but on the soft side, which is fine for me, but I'm aware that some people with back issues might have problems with such a soft bed. The air conditioning unit in the corner looks quite old, but it was very quiet when it was running and quite efficient. There is a hotel safe, quite robust and hidden in a bedroom drawer, but I think Daddy Ocean will break into that in about 30 seconds. I wouldn't put anything of value in it, certainly not your casino winnings. The dressing table features a 32-inch LCD TV with both cable and pay-per-view channels available. The dress also conceals, in the bottom right hand corner, the mini bar of doom. More about that in a second. The door to the right is a connecting door to the opposite or the neighbouring hotel room. This is an interconnecting room, which means you can book both rooms as a pair for a group of friends. Moving on now to the bathroom, which is both spacious and bright, and is clad in marble throughout. The bathroom features modern functionality and a classic Italian design. The all-glass shower enclosure is large and features a stone seating bench. But nitpicking, I would have preferred a rain head to the standard fixed shower nozzle that is provided, which wasn't particularly that powerful. There's a spacious admin room, and you get his and hers dual marble sinks and a full width illuminated anti-fog vanity mirror. As well as the shower enclosure, at the opposite end of the bathroom you're provided with a deep, fully marble surrounded bathtub. Now, it would have been nice if this was a Whirlpool tub, but it's not. But the tub is still comfortable and deeply relaxing, and I completely approve of it. Usually when I review a hotel, I do the price segment right at the end of the video. But for the Bellagio, I'm going to do it in the middle. The reason being, I want to remind you that you're paying for room only. Other than things covered by your resort fee, everything else is extra, particularly your food and drink. Like all hotel rates in Las Vegas, the room rate in the Bellagio varies significantly, not just from season to season, but day to day. Thursday, Friday and Saturday are always vastly more expensive than Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And if demand is high, such as US holidays, or when big conventions are in town, then the price can even double. But to give you a ballpark figure for the room you've just seen, and the room I'm staying in, I paid $400 a night, or 300 GB pounds a night to stay in this room. This included a $45 a night resort fee. Unfortunately, resort fees are an unavoidable part of staying in Las Vegas, and they are there supposedly to pay for things that you can use in the hotel outside your room, such as the pool area, the gym, Wi-Fi, etc. Also, be warned, in common with the whole US, taxes are not transparent in the price quotes and will be added to your final bill. Okay, so now we've done a tour of the room. My final thoughts. Do I think this room is worthwhile? Oh, absolutely. Do I think it's slightly overpriced? Yes, but you're staying in the Bellagio. There are cheaper and better rooms on the hotel strip, and I've stayed in a few of them. Certainly MGM Grand has better rooms than the Bellagio. But we're not there, we're here. The layout, spacious. It's nice decor, nice marble entrance hallway. The carpet isn't threadbare at all. The furniture is all still not damaged. The bedding is really nice. Everything works like it should do. The bathroom is big for a hotel room. Certainly got the shower wet room is huge, and the bath, like many American baths, is nice, deep, relaxing bath. So no complaints there at all. A couple of things I'm not particularly enamoured with, although I'm not really that bothered, is the view. And I'm only complaining because I paid for a strip view. In fact, now in hindsight, I wish I just had a standard view, which would be facing the pool area, because as you've seen for yourself, instead of having a nice view of the Las Vegas fountain as advertised, I got a view of the parking garage, and you can just about see the fountain in the strip in the distance. Not worth the extra money, so don't do it. On that vein, don't book a suite, even if you can afford to. The suites in the Bellagio are not, certainly the standard suites are not that bigger than the standard hotel room. You get a lounge area, but that's it, bust. For that privilege, you'll pay about $1,000 a night. Just not worth it. Particularly if you think about the purpose of being here. You're here to play cards, enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the strip. You're not going to be spending much time in your room. So don't pay more than you have to. But while you are here, you might as well live in comfort, and I'm quite happy with this room. The only thing that I'm not happy with, and it's my own fault, and I'm warning you now, stay away from the minibar. The prices are astronomical, and even for the Bellagio, they're an absolute rip-off. $14 for a can of Stella Artois. And I'm not even going to scare you with the prices of the wine or the whiskey shops. Just don't go anywhere near it. No matter how convenient it is just to reach into that fridge, go to CVS, which is on the strip, 400 metres away from the Bellagio, opposite the fountains. Go and buy yourself a carry-out. Bottle of wine for $9. You know, a 6-pack of Stella Artois will cost you about $5 in CVS, and then bring it back to your room. Stay away from the minibar. It's a minefield. Anyway, that's us done with the room now. Let's go and explore other aspects of the Bellagio Hotel. Oh well, after a ill-advised and failed attempt to flirt with and hit on the maitre d' of the Patrician, it's time to do what I came here to do, and that is to hit the casino floor. Unfortunately, casino security will grip you for trying to film the gaming, and certainly filming of table games is strictly forbidden. Somewhat ironic, given the amount of CCTV surveillance in the Bellagio. But that means I can only show you an overview of the casino floor. Personally, I think the Bellagio gaming experience is fantastic, but the one thing I'm not is a high roller when it comes to gaming. And really, I just stick to blackjack at $10 a hand or roulette. I'm not a big slots fan either, until I've had a beer or 5. So I had $1,000 gaming budget for the week, and I think I'm more or less broke even. But anyway, I got away with filming one of my slot wins, so here it is. If you've not used casino slots before in Las Vegas, then this is what you get when you win. It's a cash out voucher. You can either convert it into dollar notes via a casino ATM or put it into a machine for more gaming. Supposedly it's only valid for 6 months, but I don't think I even waited 60 seconds before I converted this one into dollars. Right, to finish off our casino floor tour, we're now going to visit the Bellagio Sportsbook Lounge. now going to segue seamlessly from gaming into eating and visit the Bellagio buffet. A Las Vegas tradition is an all-you-can-eat buffet, and all the big casinos have one. It's a must-do on your visit. Be warned though, the buffets are very, very popular and queues can get absolutely ridiculous at the weekend. You can pay extra for VIP entry, but often you'll queue for an hour or more to get in. This was midweek and quite early, so there was very little queuing at the Bellagio buffet. As with everything in the Bellagio, it's not cheap. The cost per person on weekdays is $50 a head, and the weekends it's $60. With tax, that comes out at $65 per person. Alcohol is extra. The food was great and the choice was vast, but I was a little underwhelmed if I'm at all honest. I'm not sure why, but I expected something more lavish from the Bellagio. In all, I made 3 trips to the buffet, and you can see here what I had. My first was really breakfast items, I can't really remember exactly what, and some fried rice. But my second trip to the buffet was all shellfish, oysters, clams and shrimp, and that was quite nice. And finally, a small dessert of caramelised pears and a chocolate brownie. Yeah, the food was nice, it was filling, but it's certainly not $65 plus tips worth of food in my opinion. But I've done it now. Do try the Bellagio buffet for yourself once, but I hear the Bacchanal buffet at Caesar's Palace is vastly superior. You'll recall in the movie Ocean's 11 that Julia Roberts is a museum curator for the Bellagio. Well, no surprises, she isn't in real life. But in a vain attempt to inject some culture into this video, I paid a visit to the Bellagio Gallery of Fine Arts. Like the conservatory, it rotates its exhibitions throughout the year. It costs $15 a ticket, and the reception lady was super friendly and explained the current display, which is all digital artwork currently. I was, however, asked not to video, which I've respected, and I'm just going to use stills. Another falsehood from Ocean's 11 is actually the gallery is quite small compared to the movie. It just has 2 halls, and realistically you'll spend no more than about 20 minutes in here. But I still think it's worth it to break up your day. This then is a visit to Afro Frequencies, the display in the gallery when I visited. Surprisingly, given how busy the lobby area and the casino floor are, you'll find that a large portion of the Bellagio is actually quite quiet and void of people. So we're going to walk round the western side of the hotel, which is mainly meeting rooms and function suites, and also a wedding chapel. But it gives you a great view onto the inner courtyard from the alcoves and the grand patio. My personal opinion is that thanks to the ambience and surroundings architecture of the Bellagio pool area, it is the best casino pool area on the strip. The first bonus is the clientele. It's mainly adult couples. Therefore, no kids running around screaming and shouting. Kids aren't banned from the pool, but they would just find it boring. Also, there isn't loud techno music blasting out across the pools, like you find in certain other casinos. There may be a place for a day club type atmosphere in pool areas of casinos, but not at the Bellagio. It's just a beautiful, relaxing pool area, and it never gets too crowded either. I recommend this pool. To wrap up our tour of the hotel, I'm now going to look at some of the restaurants in the Bellagio. Only some of them, there are 12 in total, and we haven't got time to do them all. Be warned, there are no cheap eats in the Bellagio. All restaurants are either expensive or super expensive. Also, be advised that there is a dress code of a minimum of smart casual in virtually all restaurants, but more often smart business casual or even smart elegant. The first restaurant we're going to look at is Harvest, which is a mid-range American cuisine restaurant. I didn't actually eat in here, but here's a look round. Another notable restaurant, although again one I didn't eat in, just off the casino floor, is the Mayfair Supper Club. It offers contemporary American cuisine at a mid-range price range. A bonus of this restaurant is in the evenings it features entertainment and a colourful cabaret. But personally it struck me as a bit OTT, a bit like a rich person's TGI Friday. Big bonus though of this restaurant is if you're out late, it is open to 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. So that's two restaurants I didn't eat in. Which ones did I eat in? Well, firstly, on Friday night I had a pescatarian date in tow. So this restaurant was an obvious choice. Personally, I want to go to Nobu, but she recommended Yellowtail and I was pleasantly surprised by this restaurant. Yellowtail is a Japanese restaurant in the mid-price range, but the menu is not just fish, has red meats and steaks too, so it's not suitable for vegan dates. We had the 7-course taster menu of Makaze, costing $149 per person. It was absolutely excellent. I thoroughly recommend Yellowtail. So the one restaurant I did eat in and did film in is my top recommendation for the Bellagio. It's the Prime Steakhouse. It is in the high price range though, and expect to pay for a couple for a meal with wine between $300 and $400 US. The restaurant is tucked away on Via Bellagio. That's the expensive shopping strip between the casino and Las Vegas Boulevard. It's accessed via an escalator down to a mezzanine level terrace. Prime is co-located with another restaurant, Picasso, which is a French cuisine restaurant also in the high price range. Like all the Bellagio restaurants, you'll need to reserve, and at a weekend you'll need to reserve well in advance. I was lucky to get a same day table at Prime, but I nearly dipped out. Also, the restaurant features indoor and outdoor seating. I recommend you ask for outdoor when you book, and you'll see why in a minute. Even though it's a steakhouse, the menu has soups, salads and fish on the menu, presumably for guys that brought a girl with them. But the clue's in the name. It's a steakhouse. Come on, of course I'm going to have a steak. Vegans, look away now. The wine list is brought to you by iPad. That's because the restaurant's wine cellar is quite dynamic and changes weekly. Now, I'm not a wine snob, but the choice here is amazing. But wine by the glass varies in cost from $22 US to $50 a glass. And if you want to buy a bottle, you'll need the income of a small African country. My entree, as you can see, was bacon wrapped shrimp in avocado and passion fruit mustard. Absolutely delicious. The main course was bone-in ribeye, cooked medium well, with sides of fries, caramelised onions and jalapenos. You also get a variety of sauces. You don't need to order them separately. All I can say, it is easily the best steak I've ever had in my life. No exaggeration. One of the main selling points of Prime, as well as its stunning food, is that if you sit outside, you get a front row seat to the Bellagio fountain show every 15 minutes. So we're now at the end of the video. At the beginning, I said I would look into some of the complaints raised on TripAdvisor about the Bellagio since its post-pandemic reopening. I don't think I need to do a long monologue here, do I? You've seen for yourself. The Bellagio is still the premier hotel casino in Las Vegas. I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever. The staff were all outstanding and the service across the board was excellent. Would I recommend the Bellagio to you? Yes, but with two caveats. Firstly, don't stay here if you're on a budget. I'm not being snobbish, but you would not enjoy yourself if every time you pick up a bill you're going to wince. It would ruin the experience for you. You don't have to be rich, but as I've shown you, the Bellagio is not cheap. Also, it will depend on your age group. I'm Gen X, and this is right up my street. But I think millennials would probably get more enjoyment and a greater experience from hotels like the Cosmo, the Aria or the Wynn. It's not to say the Bellagio is not packed with young people, that's just the impression I get. But to sum up, Bellagio 10 out of 10. Would I stay here again? Of course I would, but I won't, because later in the year I'm going to be back and I'll be reviewing one of the other high-end casinos, maybe the Wynn, maybe the Aria. To be continued. Okay, it's finally time to say goodbye from the Bellagio. But, just like in the ending of the movie Ocean's 11, I thought I'd play out to a full 3-minute Bellagio fountain show for your enjoyment. Bye now.